Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Viking Insider Live. I'm Activities Director Sean Irwin, and today we're going to be joined by several members of the girls volleyball program. For those of you that haven't hopped on the Viking Insider Live before, I would definitely encourage you to subscribe at hallvikingstv.com, and you can also follow us live on Twitter and on Periscope as well. But we have the girls volleyball program with us today. Today kind of kicks off our preview of some of our fall activities and sports that will be starting up on August 10th, we're hoping. So we'll jump right in. Today we have Coach Rygelski, Hannah Edmonds, and Anna Deutschmann. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome. So it's been great since July 1. We've had our programs on campus and kind of gradually easing back into things through some various phases to prepare for the season. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is just the 2019 season for the girls volleyball program was very successful, very exciting. And Coach, if you want to kind of talk a little bit about it, was probably bittersweet for you. Being a player here at Howell and then coming back and being in your first year as the head coach here at Howell. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I felt it was a super successful season, continuing with winning the conference, sharing that with Central and winning that we typically do. And then also winning districts, even though we had some setbacks in districts, that was pretty great to be a part of. And it was very different, but also very rewarding to be on the coaching side instead of the playing side.
And Anna and Hannah, just kind of as players, I mean, you guys have been in the program for a while and the program's had a lot of success. So talk a little bit about the 2019 season. I think every year going into the season, I think the coaching staff and the players have pretty high expectations. So just kind of talk about last year, how it was for you guys as players.
It was super exciting. I was super excited when I found out that Danny was going to be the coach, and I was super excited to see what she would do with the program. And I really enjoyed the season, and I think we played really well for the majority of the season. And I really like how Danny coached us, and our whole coaching staff was great. And I think that played a huge part in our success.
Yeah, they definitely did a really good job of creating a standard of excellence in the 2019 season. It was understood that, we were going to be playing hard teams, but we'd also be finding success as we were doing it. And it was really exciting to see how that culture grew and expanded throughout the season. And coming into 2020 as well, there's still that expectation that we're going to have a successful season.
Yeah, I think that's one of the trademarks of a lot of our programs is just the strength of schedule and the teams we're trying to compete against and prepare ourselves for, so that we do have those strong postseason runs. And I definitely think the volleyball program had a tough schedule last year and probably an even tougher one this year. But those type of things definitely prepare you, for the postseason and the nice run that we had last year. So coming into the 2020 season, I think it's definitely probably going to be a little bit different this year. I think we had the spring where probably, there wasn't a lot of club volleyball going on, or it was cut short, depending on some of the clubs and things that you were involved in. So talk a little bit about what you guys feel is going to kind of be the foundation for the success this year, or kind of how things might be a little bit different this year and how you plan on preparing for the 2020 season.
I think it's going to be super important for everyone to kind of be on the same page from day one. It's obviously been different. There have been restrictions on practices and things like that. But I think it's going to be important for us to be successful is that everyone kind of is in agreement that this is still a normal season. We're still going to work hard every day, and that no practice we should take for granted, even if it is just mostly conditioning or just peppering or something like that.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I would say to piggyback off of that, just having that standard of excellence like Anna talked about still, even though we don't know what it's going to look like, continuing that kind of high standard as we move forward. We also are playing best 3 of 5 this year if we get to have a season. So all of that hard work, regardless of if we're in the gym or if you are at home due to some sort of, unexpected thing that happens. Just keeping that standard in your mind of the Viking excellence and pushing towards our end goal.
I kind of think like how you said, we did miss some club ball this year. And I think there's kind of just like this feeling in the program that, as some of us like are getting older and like reaching like our later years of high school, like volleyball isn't something that's going to last forever for a lot of us. So it's also cherishing like the time we have where we have like a competitive outlet. And I think that's super important that moving forward, we're just like cherishing every second that we have together, every game, every practice.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect lead into my next question. I think the girls volleyball program is definitely a very close group, and I think is definitely a really tight family. So talk a little bit about that. Like, how important is it for you as a coach to have that group together, to be a close family? And then as players, how important is that to you all as well, of it to be more than just volleyball? It's also about representing Howell. It's about being a close family, supporting each other. And, you kind of talked about volleyball is only going to last for so long, but still having those experiences and those relationships that'll last well beyond Howell and well beyond volleyball.
Yeah, I think as a coach, it makes it a lot easier to coach a group of girls who are close-knit. They all have the same end goal in mind, and they push each other. And they're not only competitive on the court and work together, but also off the court. They can, actually be friends and rely on each other and trust each other. So it's a lot easier for me to coach when we have that kind of culture established.
And I think there's never a practice where like we're not laughing and not talking with each other. Like we know like when to take it seriously and when to work hard, but like also like outside of volleyball, we're all really good friends. And it coming into the court with that background, it's just so different. And I think it's such an advantage that we have.
Yeah, I agree with Hannah. I think it's a huge advantage because so much of the sport of volleyball is just talking, and it's so much easier to talk when it's just with a group of your close friends. And I think that will definitely come in handy.
Yeah, and I think that's a thing too that, as someone that didn't go to Howell, and this is my 7th year here, and I kind of tell whenever we have new coaches that come into our programs and things like that, or even when we have new student athletes that transfer in as well, I tell people it's like, being a close family is important to everybody in the programs. It's just kind of the culture. It's just kind of what we do. And I think it's definitely what makes our program stand out. And I definitely think, we have a lot of programs that overachieve and, just reach a high level of success. And I think it really does come back to, everyone supports each other, even outside of the programs as well. I think all of our sports and activities support each other. Everyone wants to see everybody be successful. And I think that's what for me at least, that's what makes Howell special and, makes me excited to be here and come to work every day. So we talked a little bit about 2019, very successful season, and just how things are going to be different this year. What are you all looking forward to in 2020? Kind of like what's the team goals for this year? Anna, we can start with you.
Well, it's senior season, so definitely going to state this year. Top goal, and just being able to like make the most of every single second, like because we might not have that much.
No, state is definitely the number one priority. It was a priority last year. We fell a little bit short, but coming back, we have unfinished business to take care of. We definitely want to go to state this year.
Yeah, for me, I'm excited to see the core group from last year is kind of here again. So to see them continue to improve and to just build off what we created last year. We lost some awesome players last year, but I feel like the core of our team is still here and is still ready to lead this group to the goal that our seniors have of going to state. And for me, I also just want to teach the girls how to be physically and mentally tough and to just keep pushing through all the hardships that we may face this season.
Yeah, no, I know myself, just, not having sports and things going on since March. I know I'm excited for things to get going and to have, games and events back on campus. And, one thing that I share with people as well is that, if you have come out and come out to a lot of our events and things like that, I would definitely encourage people to come out and support the volleyball program. And I know one of the things in our programs is everybody's super busy and we have a lot of things going on, but we have so many great programs in our building. I would really encourage people this year to not take that for granted and to come out and support all of our programs and to come out and see just the talented athletes that we have in our programs. I know I can kind of just think back 2 years ago when we were playing in the district championship and the whole entire football program came out, and a lot of our coaches and things don't have a lot of time, and they're involved with their programs. And I know I was sitting with a group of football coaches, and they're like, "These are some of the most athletic girls I have ever seen," and that was kind of their first time coming out that year to see a volleyball. So definitely encourage everyone to get out, support all of our programs this year, and hopefully we're back August 10th and getting things going. And like I've shared with a lot of people, our fall programs are going to be super successful, and I think it could be a pretty historic fall for us. So definitely hoping that we can get things going in August and have a successful season. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. Always excited to have you guys on, and it's always awesome just to kind of hear from our student athletes as well about the great things going on within all of our programs, and just kind of get to know all of our student athletes a little bit better and let people at home kind of see a little bit more about our student athletes. So definitely want to thank our girls volleyball program today, and definitely want to thank all of our viewers for continuing to support the Viking Insider. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.